Hello Cancer, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past, current energy, and immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Cancer, let's jump on in. As you can see, I have not pulled the cards ahead of time this week. I'm kind of switching up the way that I'm doing things. So let's start by looking at your recent past energy. What has Cancer been dealing with in their recent past? What has Cancer been dealing with? Expect powerful change. Take time to breathe out. The energy is gaining momentum. So this is kind of like this energy of waiting, like being in like a weird limbo waiting period almost. It's like waiting on things to change, waiting on things to happen, but feeling as if maybe they weren't happening or aren't happening or they're never going to happen. And I feel like that can get pretty frustrating after a while, especially when you feel like you're doing all that you can to try to, make your dreams a reality or take steps in the right direction or whatever the case is. And sometimes we just need a little bit of confirmation that we're on the right path. So what does Cancer need to know about their current energy? But it's like this, the new moon energy. So I feel like you are stepping into a newer energy here. Current energy for Cancer. Meditate and contemplate. And then you have communication is key and a personal issue reaches resolution. This is interesting because right now might not necessarily be the time to have it all figured out. I feel like right now is a time to get very grounded in where you're at. And what I mean by that is sometimes the biggest tests, if you will, come right before things happen for the good. And I don't necessarily like to look at it as the universe is testing you. I more so look at it as us having to go through trials and tribulations and things of that nature, in the universe sitting there trying to support you through it. And I feel like this meditate and contemplate card is kind of like this energy of needing to know that you are exactly where you need to be. And I feel like the more that you kind of find this grounding and where you're at, the easier it's going to be to allow things to come. Because a lot of times, we might actually, without realizing it, be resisting the good changes that we're looking for in our life. Maybe by trying to control or sometimes even trying to do too much, we can actually push away the good things that we are wanting to bring in. And sometimes we have to let go a little bit. And I feel like this is a period where you're needing to really let go and trust that things are happening, which is really, really hard. But I do feel like you are, because again, you have this new moon eclipse card, you have this new moon in Pisces card, and then this communication is key is new moon in Gemini. I feel like this is all about new beginnings, but almost a little less trying to make it happen and a little bit more trying to allow it to happen. It's relax into the process here. So what does Cancer need to know about their future energy? Have faith in your dreams and a time for healing. So this is about dreams turning into reality, if you will. But I feel like throughout this process, every single time you felt like it was never going to happen or you were never going to get there or you weren't good enough for it or whatever the case is, you've kind of been given this opportunity to heal deeper parts of yourself, to make yourself realize that you are good enough, that you are capable, that it is possible for you. And sometimes we are asked to really step into a new level of belief, like literally right before things happen for us. And so I feel like that's where you're kind of at right now, is kind of in the process of change. And again, I kind of going back to like this like limbo period, like I've done all I can, or I'm doing all I can, and I kind of, like giving it over to the universe and really letting things fall into place. Because this having, have faith in your dreams card here is very much about, believing that it's happening before it even shows up. That's a huge aspect of manifestation. It's like showing up for it and believing in its existence before it actually appears, and almost like going about your life believing as if it has already happened before it actually kind of trickles down into the 3D energy. Because, as above, so below, as within, so without, the energy that we put out is going to be the energy that we receive. So when we show up saying, it's happening for me, things are going to work out, I'm going to get, to where I want to be, or I'm going to receive what it is that I desire, and we try to show up in that energy, we are actively creating it. But then we kind of have to let go of the rest, right? The when, what, who, where, how, all of that stuff that we really, really wish that we knew. But I feel like this is this almost energy of like, it is happening for you. I just feel like it's not happening in the timeline you expected or in the way that you expected, which it never really does go according to plan. I think that's one of the hardest parts about the human journey, is we really do have to learn to let go and allow the universe to do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. So let's get a little bit more clarity on these messages. Let's start, Cancer, with this past energy. You have expect powerful change here. See, yeah, there's the 9 of Wands. And this is what is interesting, and what I kind of felt in this energy is it feels like maybe just so many obstacles, challenges, just kind of hitting bumps in the road, and like feeling like 1 step forward, 3 steps back. Like I feel like whatever it is you're trying to create, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, whatever life you're trying to step into here, I feel like you are being met with a lot of resistance. Now, that resistance isn't necessarily the universe putting things in your path to try to like trip you up, okay? Because I think sometimes it can feel like that. It's more, our reality is a reflection of our beliefs about ourselves. And oftentimes when we are trying to make changes or trying to create a better life or trying to step into a new energy, we're going to have to face the limiting beliefs that have kept us in old energy for as long as it has. And that, I like to think of those obstacles and challenges as opportunities. It's like opportunities to be the person that you say you want to be, and to show up for the life that you say you want to have. Again, before it is actually in front of you, which is how we create it. That's what manifestation is about. So I really feel like, yes, I do feel like you kind of hit just like one obstacle, one challenge, one blockage after another. But if you can keep showing up despite those obstacles, challenges, blockages, I feel like you are going to watch it happen for you. It's just going to, you're on the journey. Like you're in the process of creating it. What does Cancer need to know about their current energy? Meditate and contemplate. The 8 of Wands, or 8 of Swords, not 8 of Wands. It's interesting I said 8 of Wands though, because that 8 of Wands is like, things coming towards you. Oh, interesting. It's almost like what you want wants you, but it's being blocked by limiting beliefs here. So you're literally facing maybe your limiting beliefs in real time. A lot of times what we see isn't actually a reflection, like how we perceive our reality isn't, actually a reflection of what's real, but what we believe, right? So if we believe that we're never going to have the love that we desire, or we believe that we're never going to be able to manifest financial abundance or success or get to where we want to be in life, if we struggle with believing that those things are possible, that we're good enough for it, that we're supported in that, we are actually going to see a lot of proof in our reality that makes us say, see, I'm not good enough, or see, it isn't possible, or see, like you're not supported. And it's tricky because what you believe is going to be what you perceive, and what you perceive is going to become what is true for you. So when you're experiencing a reality that isn't what you want, it's not necessarily like proof that it isn't possible for you. It's the universe showing you the parts of yourself that need to be healed or addressed so that you can believe differently for yourself and therefore show up differently for yourself. So you're supposed to be exactly where you are. And this, because if we woke up tomorrow with everything we've ever wanted, without working through our limiting beliefs or without, facing obstacles and challenges and overcoming those and gaining confidence and believing in ourselves and all those stuff, all those things, all that stuff that comes with the journey, and you just like showed up, or everything you've ever wanted just showed up on your doorstep, you would sabotage it away in a heartbeat, because you would still have these limiting beliefs of, I'm not good enough, I'm not supported, I'm not deserving. And you would act in a way that would then end up pushing the good things away. I once saw something and I loved this explanation. It's like, we are at the root of who we are. We are abundance, we are love, and we are a natural magnet for those things. However, our trauma, our limiting beliefs, our self-doubt, all of those things actually repels away the things that we're trying to pull closer to us. So you are like, at your core, you have the capability to attract whatever it is you want in this life. I don't care what it is. You have that ability to do that. But there are parts of you that is pushing it away, even though it's trying to come towards you. And it's interesting because you might be like, no, there's no way. But it's interesting as humans how we actually have a tendency to keep us trapped in what is familiar and to push away what is outside of our comfort zone, even if it's good, even if it's what it is that we want and what we desire. So right now is a time to work through all that stuff. So you're maybe doing a lot of healing or addressing these limiting beliefs, or, trying to show up despite the self-doubt. And if you are doing those things, then that's it. Like I said, confirmation, you are on the right path. You are at this time making it happen for you. What does Cancer need to know moving forward? Have faith in your dreams. What does Cancer need to know about their immediate future? Oh, I like this. It is the Tower, but because there's the World, and then there's the Magician. So it's interesting because I feel like through this period, you might be actually watching more things fall away than you are receiving abundance. Maybe you're losing friends or a job or relationships, whatever the case might be. You might feel as if you are losing more than you are gaining, but you are not losing anything that is actually meant for you. You are creating space for what is, because you're closing out. And I feel like that's what this period is right now, like closing out old cycles of limiting yourself to a reality that doesn't really align with your worth. So it might feel really scary and overwhelming, and you might be like, I don't get how this is happening for me, like this doesn't make sense. But I feel like you are really creating space and almost like stepping into this energy of like, I do deserve more, and I am capable of more, and why wouldn't good things happen for me? And that powerful energy that you're stepping into is going to be what ultimately creates the reality that you are wanting. So if you feel like it's just like one challenge after another right now, your faith might be being a little bit tested. You might feel like your faith is being a little bit tested, but hold on to the belief that you are supported by the universe. And I think that you're going to watch things unfold for you in pretty cool ways. It's just, it is going to take time. It's going to take your belief and showing up for it again before it is even in your reality. But let's get you an advice card, or sorry, this is an overall theme for the reading. These decks look so similar. You can't really see this one, but it's my advice card that I pulled at the end. But okay, overall theme of this reading for Cancer. What does Cancer need to know in order to move forward in alignment with their higher self? Empowerment, and let love be your beacon. Oh my goodness, I love those energies for you. Letting love be your beacon is a pretty just a beautiful message overall. But it's not necessarily your love for others that I feel that this, especially compared or being coupled with this empowerment card, I feel like this is about showing up with love for yourself in ways that you never really have before. Almost as if like you are your biggest supporter. You are your biggest fan. You are your biggest believer. Like showing up for yourself in a way that says like, I believe in you, I choose you, I value you, I trust you. And I think that that's what empowerment really is. It's being able to step into this energy of saying, I know who I am, I know where I'm going, I know what I deserve, and I'm not going to settle for anything less. And when we're able to step into that power, you will realize that like you have been doubting yourself for so long that it almost feels like unbelievable how cool it is to be able to say, wow, like I am the creator of my own reality. Like it is possible for me to create the life of my dreams. I literally just have to believe that I can. And I think that that's what this period is about for you. But let's dive in a little bit deeper to these messages. So this is you, again, like really stepping into your power. You might feel a little bit powerless right now. That's okay. You know, you're not supposed to feel powerful all the time because that's not really what power is about, what your inner power is about. Your inner power is about believing in yourself and in the fact that you are supported by the universe, regardless of what things currently look like. Because your circumstances are temporary and they can change at any time, and you actually have the ability to change them more than you think that you do. And I think that that's what you're doing. So let's see, Cancer. Let's look at this past energy for you. Expect powerful change with the 9 of Wands here. Lots of obstacles and challenges. I just feel like this is frustrating. This has been frustrating for you. Because I feel like I'm speaking to a collective that is really trying to do all the right things. So let's see here. Past energy for Cancer. Expect powerful change with the 9 of Wands. The Justice in reverse, and there it is with the Devil. So there you are, Queen of Cups on the bottom here. There's the Temperance in reverse. I want to get a little bit more. This is all major arcana cards. Okay, 7 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, High Priestess. 7 of Cups is the one that fell here. Okay, so this is very much this energy of you feeling as if no matter how hard you try, you just cannot seem to get what you deserve. And that energy, again, I knew it. I knew we were going to see the Temperance in reverse. Very frustrating. And I feel like you've been trying to be patient. You've been trying to, let go. But there's this Devil energy. And this Devil energy is really blocking things here in some way, shape, or form. Now, this is what you've been dealing with, okay? So this might not be, maybe you've been working through this energy, maybe you've been trying to address these things. Now, the Devil can be addiction, it can be codependency, it's an unhealthy attachment to unhealthy patterns. So there is some unhealthy pattern, something that needs to be addressed, or maybe you have been trying to address, that has been blocking you from being able to step into your full potential. And it's something that I feel that you maybe are having a really, really, really difficult time addressing, understandably so. But I feel like there's this Devil energy that's been holding you back here. Now you might be like, oh no, the Devil is another person, or it's something to do with you. It's something that is blocking you, that is within your control and in your power. It might be manifesting in the form of another person, like if it is codependency or attachment to unhealthy relationship dynamics or something like that. But I do very much feel as if there is something that has been holding you back, and that has been keeping you from, like I said, stepping into your full potential. Now, at the same time, this might be, because our unhealthy patterns, they're not to be shamed. They're not to be, like, it's not to say I can't believe I do these things and, to sit there and criticize yourself, because your unhealthy patterns were established to keep you safe. Your unhealthy patterns were established to keep you feeling okay, which is why, we tend to prefer an unfamiliar hell over a familiar heaven, is because a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven, is because what is familiar, we have learned that we can survive. So even if it isn't good for us, even if it doesn't make us feel good or it doesn't make us feel abundant, we will actually stay in places that align with that familiarity, as opposed to making changes to step into better. Because it does feel safe. It does make us feel a sense of control. But there is something blocking you here. And I feel like there's something that needs to be addressed. I don't think that a lot of you are going to want to do that. I think that that's the biggest thing holding you back. And I think that that's why there's all of this frustration, is because you're waiting on things to change. Man, these are some truthful messages for you, Cancer. It's like you're waiting on things to change, but there's something that you need to change. And I think that is never really an easy thing to address, because you are trying to do all the right things. And so I don't want to shame you for the effort because you've put in a lot of effort, okay? And I'm not saying that you're not doing enough. It's one thing. I don't know what it is, an attachment, an addiction, an unhealthy pattern of some sort that needs to be addressed. And I think that maybe that's what this meditate and contemplate is about, is like really looking at how you can show up for yourself in a better way, letting love be your beacon, right? Being your biggest supporter, your biggest fan, like all of those things. And maybe that means addressing some unhealthy patterns and like redirecting those toward the life that you deserve instead of the life that you're used to living, which is never an easy thing to do. But let's see. What does Cancer need to know about their current energy? Man, I don't know why these messengers are so truthful today. I feel like I probably lost a good amount of you there talking about that. All right, current energy here for Cancer. Meditate and contemplate, 8 of Swords. But if you have stuck around, then congratulations. Like, I think that that's huge, to be able to be willing to address those parts of yourself. Like, I know for a really long time, I think back to when I was living a life where I was absolutely miserable. My relationships were unhealthy. I felt sick literally all the time. Like, my life sucked, to be honest with you. But I was waiting for someone or something to come along to make it better. I was waiting for some sort of change to happen in order for me to be happy, healthy, abundant. And then I realized that the only person that was going to come along and make my life better was me. And when I started to really address those things, which is never easy, then I started to create a better life for myself. But it does, one of my favorite quotes is, the extent to which a person can grow is directly proportional to the amount of truth they can accept about themselves without running away. It's really hard to look at yourself honestly and be like, there are these things that maybe I need to change. Or maybe, looking at a pattern of unhealthy relationships, maybe there are things that I need to address there. I think it's really easy to always put the blame on what's happening to us. Not that you are not a victim, or not that I'm saying that it is all your fault, okay? But we can't control what other people do. We can't control what happens to us. The only thing that we can control is how we show up and how we respond. And if we try to show up for the best for ourselves, then we can pretty much guarantee that we're going to create better for ourselves. It's not always easy, because again, those unhealthy dynamics and unhealthy patterns that we're used to are our survival mode. It's our safety mechanisms. It's what we had to do maybe from a young age to literally survive. So what does Cancer need to know about their current energy? Ooh, 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 ooh. Ha! I said the 8 of Wands. Remember that? There it is. So it's like there's a lot of good that's trying to come toward you in a way. But with this 8 of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like, okay, hang on 1 second. I want to pull more cards, because I feel like if I try to talk, it's going to, woo. Queen of Swords, 3 of Cups in reverse, 9 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 8 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. I'm going to repeat this. what you want wants you, meaning the love that you desire, the universe wants you to have. The abundance that you desire, like, you deserve and are meant to experience all the things that you desire. But these things are trying to come towards you. And I feel like you're putting in the effort to address your healing, okay? And I don't want to downplay what you are doing. But there's something that you're missing. I don't know if it's like a relationship, an attachment to a person, a place. I don't know what it is. But there's this fear of the unknown that is keeping you from making some sort of change here. Because it's almost like, you are blocking whatever is trying to come towards you because of what you're holding on to. Like, if you just look at it purely from like an energetic standpoint, because we only have so much energy that we can give and receive from, right? We have an energy cup. And if we're giving out our energy to something that isn't right for us or isn't healthy for us or isn't good for us, we're going to block the energy that could replace that with something that is good for us, that's something that does align with us. But I feel like there's the unknown of like, well, what if I let go of this pattern? Because again, whatever this is, there's this attachment to it because it keeps you safe. So there's this fear of like, well, what if I let go of it and, something bad happens or nothing better ever replaces it or whatever the case is. But it's like so interesting because whatever you want, like it's almost like this, I have this visual. It's like, here you are, and then here's what you want. And it's like sitting here trying to get through, but because of what you're holding on to, it's like keeping you held back from this coming towards you. And maybe it's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, Cancer. And I don't know if that's really for me to know. But I feel like what you do need to know is that the universe is trying to turn the wheel in your favor here. But it needs your help in some way. I don't know what this is, Cancer. I don't know. And maybe you're aware of it and you're like, yeah, I'm working on it. Then again, this is just one big giant confirmation of like, yes, you're on the right path. Like, keep working on it. What does Cancer need to know moving forward? Have faith in your dreams with the Magician. But fear of the unknown will definitely be, is because the Seven of Swords is like, there's so much you don't know. It's like, if you could know that something better was going to replace whatever it is you're holding on to, or that something good was to come towards you, I feel like you would let go and surrender to the process a little bit more. What does Cancer need to know moving forward? Six of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Four of Pentacles. Oh, this is so good. This is stability. I feel like this is stability that you've been wanting for a really long time. Because the Four of Pentacles is all about a solid foundation. So when we get used to things falling apart in our life, it's hard to believe that anything's ever going to stay, right? Relationships, abundance, whatever the case is. And I really experienced that in my own journey. When the pieces really started falling into place for me, I went from fear of feeling like things were never going to happen to fear of feeling like I was going to lose it all. And a big part of that was I was still working through the feelings of deservingness, and sometimes those things still pop up. But I feel like as you're moving forward through this energy and like facing these obstacles and letting go of things that you're needing to let go, you're creating this foundation that says, I am deserving, like I am capable. And I said this, right? When we show up in that energy and when we're willing to let go and really move forward with the belief that there is better for us out there, even if we can't see it, even if we don't know where, who, what, when, where, how it's going to appear, that's where we create it. We create it in the moments of blind faith. And I think that that's really hard because when we've been through a lot, it's really easy to go, well, why would I have faith that things would work out for me if they never really have? Well, sometimes we don't realize that maybe we've been clinging to things that aren't meant for us because we had this fear that nothing better was ever going to come along, which is why we had to lose certain people and certain experiences, not because the universe was trying to say you can't have these things, but because the universe was trying to say you are deserving and capable of better. So This is about showing up as the version of yourself that says, basically showing up as your higher self, in the best way that you can, and being able to say, if I'm showing up believing that I am deserving, capable, and supported on the path to better, then that means I'm going to create it. And every obstacle and challenge is just an opportunity for you to show up in that way, to show up as that person. Now, there are some things I do think you're needing to address, maybe letting go of. Maybe you already have and you're starting to second guess it or wonder, if it's ever going to happen for you. And I feel like depending on like what stage of this journey you're at, I do feel like you are headed toward better things. You have faith in your dreams. You have the Magician. I love this Four of Pentacles energy for you. I feel like the future is very bright, but I feel like right now you're needing to show up for that bright future despite the fact that you might not really know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. So sometimes that might mean letting go of relationships that don't serve you and believing that there are better for you out there, even if you don't currently see them. Same thing with jobs, really, all of it, whatever the case is, or being open to searching for, a new job or starting something on the side or whatever the case is. But anyway, okay, we're going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into these messages, looking at what you can do right now to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So the extended is all about kind of focusing on tangible advice. Thank you so much, Cancer, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. Bye, Cancer.